When educating teens about sex, parents tend to focus on the biophysiological aspects of sexuality and reproduction and overlook many details regarding oral sex. There's great concern among doctors and educators over the alarming number of adolescents who believe there is absolutely zero risk of contracting STIs through oral sex. Much of the sexual activity and sexual beliefs among adolescents are fueled by their perception of peer activities as well as what they think they know based on media, entertainment, and pop culture. It is imperative for parents to discuss oral sex as well as sexual intercourse with their teens. A number of reliable studies shows that talking to teens about these issues helps delay the start of sexual activity. Many teens believe oral sex preserves virginity and allows for risk-free intimacy. However, from the medical perspective, this is sex. Providing adolescents with current medical information and strong parental guidance is imperative. All people, especially teens, need to know that safe sex applies by mouth as well. A study conducted over 30 years found that the percentage of HPV-caused throat cancers grew from less than 25% in the 1970s to 72% in 2007. This provides credible medical concern that the infection is acquired through unprotected oral sex. Parents often express concern about having conversations about sex with their teens, worried that it may seem they are giving their teens permission to have sex. However, such concerns are unsupported by research. I asked a high school student, a college student, and a teacher who is also a mother some questions about parents discussing oral sex with their children.
I'd say around 14, because when their friends come up to them and say, oh, I did this, you don't really think about it, so you just kind of be like, oh, if they're doing it, I feel like I should be doing it too.
I think nearing middle school, so probably 11 or 12 in 6th grade.
I say high school age, unless they're dating exclusively before that, then I would bring it up. You don't want to wait too long. You don't want to wait until it's already happening, so you kind of have to feel out your own kid, I think. When I taught middle school health, I taught 6, 7, and 8, but I was not feeling comfortable about bringing up the topic of oral sex as a teacher. However, if students brought up the topic, I would definitely talk about it.
The child most likely will bring it up to the parent, probably hearing it in school or whatever environment they're in, so when the child brings it up.
You have to avoid the whole lecture scenario because they're going to feel like you're accusing them, or they're going to feel like they're on the spot, or it's all negative. And a lot of times when you do the lecture scenario, you do start just talking about the horrible, horrible things that happen. It's like if they ever try it and they go, wow, this made me feel good, they must have been lying about everything else, and it's a balance though, because you don't want to talk about how wonderful it is without talking about the risks and the side effects as well.
You're not thinking, is this going to affect me for the rest of my life, or am I going to get my heart broken?
I don't think they know initially that there are emotional risks to it. I think it's just kind of a trial and error sort of thing. So they'll kind of get the hang of it after it happens. There's really no way of knowing beforehand.
I think sex education is becoming more comprehensive these days, and so I think more students are aware, but mostly through school. I don't think they're hearing from their friends. I don't think they're hearing it from their parents. I don't think that they even think about the emotional risks, whether it be regular intercourse or oral sex or any kind of sexual contact. I don't think they think about the emotional ramifications. It's just kind of in the moment.
Here are some more tips for parents discussing oral sex with their children.
I used to encourage my kids to take home all the papers that we did in class, and I'd say, just put them on the table and leave them there. And your parents are going to go, what's this? And you're going to say, oh, we did that today in class. And then they can start talking about it, or you can start talking about it, where it's not so much the parent sitting down and lecturing, or the kid having to walk up and say, Mom, I have a question. Dad, can you tell me about? Because that's not going to happen.
It is equally important to address teen reasons for being sexually active, like feeling closer to a person they care about. A parent's goal should be numerous ongoing dialogues, so teens get bits and pieces each time you speak to them. It is just as important for a parent whose teen has begun having sex to have continued conversations and give continued guidance about sexual relationships, as well as using contraception consistently and appropriately.